name's Emma Herman, and I'll be telling you about the physics of running.
The history of running. Running appears all throughout history. Ancient Greeks focused mainly on the gods and goddesses and began the Olympic Games around 2,700 years ago in honor of the god Zeus. The Games developed immensely over time and inspired modern-day Olympics, which began in 1896. The Greeks loved running so much and said in Greek, "a sound mind in a sound body." Some running festivals occurred in Europe as early as 1829 BC and were known as the Talatinian Games, originally funeral games held in honor of the deceased along with the goddess Talitu. The Gaelic Athletic Association revived these games in 1924. Beginning in the 16th century, jogging as an activity started to be used more and more and was used as a training technique for the upper classes and nobility. In the past 50 years, running has become increasingly popular as both a professional and recreational sport. In 1962, Bill Bowerman published his book called Jogging, which became very popular and successful. Now, huge races, both professional and amateur, are held all around the world and are regularly attended. Examples include the Olympics, the Boston Marathon, the London Marathon, and the Chicago Marathon. I have been running for as long as I can remember and am now a part of the Northville Varsity Girls cross country and track teams. The physics behind running. Physics plays a huge part in running, especially to high-level athletes who want to optimize their performance in terms of stride and energy output. Forces used while running. Here, the forces are indicated on the figure above. The picture shows the forces acting on him as he pushes off the ground with his foot. F of x represents the horizontal force due to the contact between his foot and the ground. F of y represents the vertical force due to the contact between his foot and the ground. And finally, F of g represents the force due to gravity, which pulls him down as he is in the air. This force acts through the center of mass of the runner, represented by the dot on his stomach. While he runs, F of y is always greater than F of g. Thus, he is able to push off the ground and overcome the force of gravity. F of x, the horizontal force, is the force that drives the runner forward. Therefore, a runner's speed is directly proportional to the magnitude of F of x. The longer a runner is in the air and the harder a runner can hit the ground, the faster he will go. As a runner runs, his center of mass follows a parabolic arc. The parabolic path is a result of the force of gravity acting on the runner between foot strikes on the ground. The foot strikes propel the runner into the air in a shallow arc, which repeats every time he hits the ground and pushes off again. This parabolic arc follows the prediction of Newton's second law and the equations of projectile motion, which state that the greater the horizontal force F of x, the greater the horizontal running velocity, and the longer the arc length, which equates to a faster running speed. Newton's second law states that acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the magnitude of the net force and inversely proportional to the mass of the object, and the equations of projectile motion are shown above. Arm swinging. Swinging your arms is an important aspect to running faster. But why? Arm swinging serves to stabilize the body while running. As the runner's left foot strikes the ground and pushes off with a force F of x, the horizontal force causes a torque to be exerted on their body and rotates their body in a circular motion in one direction. The runner then compensates with an equal and opposite reaction of a counter torque, which then keeps the runner facing forward. The swinging of the arms is an example of a pendulum. A short pendulum is easier to swing than a longer pendulum, which is why people bend their arms naturally when they run, making it easier to swing. The law of action-reaction relates to arm swinging and running because the law states that for every applied force, there is an equal and opposite force. This is used in both arm swinging and the contact between the runner's foot and the ground. Friction also plays a big part in running. The frictional force is a force that acts parallel to the runner in the opposite direction. The effect of a track on running. Sprinting around a turn can cause a slower time due to the centrifugal force experienced by a runner as they go around the turn. Also, the smaller the turn radius, the more effect it has on how fast you can run. Running around a turn forces the runner to produce a centrifugal force, Fc, in order to maintain a runner's curved running path around the track. F of t represents the tangential force associated with propelling the runner around the track. The effect of a track material on running. The substance that a track is made out of can also have a big effect on how fast a runner can run. The stiffness of the track relates to the stiffness of a spring, which must fall into an optimal range in order to be beneficial to the runner. Ideally, the track would absorb the energy from the runner and release the same amount of energy back to the runner as he or she pushes off the ground.
That's it for today. I hope you learned a lot about how to improve your running skills.